What's up, Buttercup? Welcome back to my channel. For today's book review, it's Gone to See the Riverman by Kristopher Triana. I think that's how you say the last name, or it's Triana, but I don't think that sounds right. So I'm gonna go with the cooler version, Triana. We're here. We're trying. This is my second cup of coffee. I'm not listening to Stitch when it says no more caffeine for you. I need caffeine today. Not because this book was boring, it's just me. It's not the book, it's me. So I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I do recommend. It is extreme horror though, so buyer beware. Actually, not as bad as other horror novels, but then again, no, it's kind of bad, like in an extreme horror way. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee and see if that helps. Yeah, it's the Fallout apple pie one that I bought for my husband because of the Fallout show. It has nothing to do with this book. There are no apples or coffee, weird, in this novel, but anyway, I'm just surviving right now, just like how Lori is basically surviving, not thriving, definitely not, in this novel. Now we follow Lori, who is the main character, and she's an asshole. I was so glad for the ending, even though I saw it a mile away. And that is why I gave it 4 and not 5 stars, y'all, because about, like, let's say chapter 5, 6, around that, I was like, oh, I know how this book ends. Not necessarily because I'm a writer, because Brian also saw the ending, but yeah, there are just some like beats for extreme horror. Just like every other genre, there are specific beats that you hit, and sometimes you can mix things up, and other times it's kind of predictable. In this case, with Lori and everyone else, it was very predictable, but it was interesting enough with the twists. I gave it 4 stars. Now anyway, okay, we follow Lori, and she is in like a relationship with a serial killer named Edmund, which I think it's funny, but not funny, because the one serial killer named Edmund Kemper blows my mind, and so I'm like, whenever I hear Edmund, I think of Edmund Kemper. I wonder if Kristopher was inspired by Edmund Kemper, and so then named his serial killer Edmund Cox. You know, just throwing things out there, people. Edmund tells Lori that there's a key that you need to give to this man called the Riverman, and you need to travel to him, and it's a big, big adventure, right? And Lori has to take care of her brain-damaged older sister, and she can't leave her alone because she is mentally and physically handicapped. Her mental capacity would be like maybe 10, 11 years old, about there. And in the beginning, Lori's like, okay, I'm gonna leave her because this is about me and Edmund, because, okay, girl, you're one of those people. Yes, I said it. You're one of those people, actually specific women, that are obsessed with serial killers and then get into a relationship with them, and you think that they somehow love you. Okay. And then she is about to go on this journey to find the key and then give the key to the Riverman, but she just can't leave her older sister. So she brings her older sister. And on this journey, it's not even 250 pages, or is it even 200 pages? It's less than 250 pages. We unravel some twists that I did not see coming, therefore that's why it's 4 stars. And it was also disgusting. It's disgusting, people. It is very vile what Lori did to many, many people, not just one person, many, many people. And I can see why Edmund chose her. I was trying to figure out, because it's like in the back of my mind, there might be a Riverman that's like a demon, or maybe like a version of the devil, something in the South. both sides of my family are very, very country and still live in the country. And I was just wondering, because there is a familiarity with the Riverman, that if there is such a thing as this man that lives on the river that is kind of like the devil in Georgia, Devil Went Down to Georgia, yeah, sorry, or like the Crossroads demons, but I have not figured it out. So I am not sure where Kristopher came up with the Riverman, though there is a song, actually 2 songs. I'm going to put down my coffee and switcheroo. 2 songs I am 99% sure inspired the Riverman and the overall story. One of them is from Nick Drake and the other one is from Tom Waits. And so he gives you he gives you quite a few lines from both of their songs, and they are on point. So I'm pretty sure it's based on these 2 songs and maybe folklore of a specific area in the South that I'm like, there's like a worm in the back of my head where I'm like, that sounds very familiar. So for Nick Drake, he is singing about going to see the Riverman and feeling free, and then Tom Waits is singing about along a river of flesh and what are you going to give me and what do you want in return. And that is basically the vibe of this whole story. So if you want to have some hints about what's going to happen in Gone to See the Riverman, read that first page. It kind of, I don't know, up for debate if it kind of sort of spoils the book. It definitely gives you hints as to what's going to happen. Not going to tell you the whole thing because I want you to read it. However, I do want you to know this is extreme horror and it's really disgusting of what Laurie does to other people. Can be very triggering. And so I thought she was interesting. I did not like her. What happens with extreme horror for me personally is if I can't like or if I can't relate to the main character, then I'm interested in, are they intriguing? Do they have a solid backstory? And this is where I am at with Laurie, because no, I hate her guts. And she's not relatable to me in any sort of way. She is abusive, manipulative. She only thinks about herself, even though she's taking care of her older sister. I'm not going to spoil what happened to her older sister because that was a twist that I saw, but I was like, how is this going to happen? Oh shit, that's what happened. Laurie, just jump off a cliff and die. That's where I'm at. Just jump off a cliff and die. However, at the end, well, I'm fairly satisfied. I'm not fully, but I'm fairly because of what happens to Laurie. Now, the second book that is out, it is Along the River of Flesh, something like that. It has like River of Flesh in the title, and that is mainly the second song, Tom Waits' song, and then the first song's lyrics, kind of sort of some of them more so work with the first book, but both of the songs work for both of the stories. Does that make sense? Sorry. I'm excited to read the second book. It's already on the Messed Up Book Club's list for January 2025. Yes, we are booked out for the rest of the year. We already have stuff scheduled, but I did enjoy Gone to See the Riverman. You're not going to like Laurie. There's no point in liking Laurie. I would say pretty clear from the first few chapters, and then it just gets worse with her abuse and her manipulation and, oh my god, like the world is against me, poor me. I'm like, oh my god, I don't care what you think. It's not realistic or reliable. You could say that she is an unreliable narrator in the fact that she is just so nasty. And I don't know if she lies necessarily. there are half-truths. Some people would say that's a lie. She leaves things out, but then, you know, by the end of the book, it's all there because the Riverman kind of, you know, does some things, and then we see the full extent of what is going on and what's happening to everyone and what Lori did specifically. So, though it was mainly predictable, there were some twists, like I said, that I was like, oh, okay, here we go. You pulled me back in. There were some times where he was losing me, and then the twists came. I'm like, oh, we're back, people. I don't know if that's a good thing. So I definitely recommend Gone to See the Riverman if you're into extreme horror. Thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Reading, writing, doing whatever you need to do for self-care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.